जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारे जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारे यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरावनचारे यमुना तीरावनचारे राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरावनचारे यमुना तीरावनचारे राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जयं विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाकाचर स्तोत्र षडशीमद शिवांग्रेज आभय चरणारविंद भक्ति विदान स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेद भक्तविंद की शील प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंदी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 24. The matter of the first step in God realization. Visheshaha tasya dehaha ayam visheshastasya dehoyam stavishtaha cha staviyasam stavishtascha staviyasam yatra idam vyajyate vishwam yatredam vyajyate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavat cha sat bhutam bhavyam bhavat cha sat bhutam bhavyam bhavat cha sat visheshastasya dehoyam savishtascha staviyasam yatredam vyajyate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavaccha sa visheshastasya dehoyam savishtascha staviyasam yatredam vyajyate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavaccha sa visheshastasya dehoyam stavishtascha staviyasam yatredam vidyate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavaccha sa. Can you make it rotate the fan? Visheshaha, personal, tasya, his, dehaha, body, ayam, this, savishtaha, grossly material, cha, and, staviyasam, of all matter, yatra, wherein, idam, all these phenomena. Vyajyate is experienced. Vishwam, universe. Bhutam, past. Bhavyam, future. Bhavat, present. Bhavat, present. Cha, and. Sat, resultant. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhai Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the gigantic manifestation of the phenomenal material world as a whole is the personal body of the Absolute Truth, wherein the universal resultant past, present, and future of material time is experienced. Purport: anything, either material or spiritual, is but an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 13:13, the omnipotent Lord has his transcendental eyes, heads, and other bodily parts distributed everywhere. He can see, hear, touch, or manifest himself anywhere and everywhere, for he is present everywhere as the super soul of all infinitesimal souls, although he has his particular abode in the absolute world. The relative world is also his phenomenal representation, because it is nothing but an expansion of his transcendental energy. Although he is in his abode, his energy is distributed everywhere, such as the sun is localized as well as expanded everywhere, since the rays of the sun, being non-different from the sun, are accepted as expansions of sun disk. It's quite a long purport, so we will talk and then read and talk. Otherwise, we'll forget the purport. Translation with repetition. This gigantic manifestation of the phenomenal world, of the phenomenal material world as a whole, is the personal body of the Absolute Truth, wherein the universal resultant past, present, and future of material time is experienced. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Om Vishwapadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadhati Vapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadagamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripa tamaham mande Shri Gurum dinatarinam yat kripa tamaham mande Paramanandamadavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Prabhupada Padita Pavanam. It's a long purport, so we'll discuss in one or two parts. So this chapter named First Step in God Realization. Bhagavatam is a personal question of Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadev at the crucial time of his end of his life. Naturally, the questions are very urgency in nature. There's not much time, 7 days. 7 days you need to get fully purified and know what is the ultimate purpose of human being. That is one of the major questions asked by Parikshit Maharaj. What is the aim of life? What is that ultimate benefit human being? So Sukadeva Goswami explains step by step. So Bhagavatam is a very step-by-step understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead without rejecting this material world. Many times we see the monists, they reject this material world and they explain something beyond this material world. But our question is that what is this? Tell me what is this? Then I'll ask what is that? Why? Because there are very, very clear statements in the Vedas, Om Purnamadam, Om Purnamidam. When the Vedas say Om Purnamadam, that is also Purna and this is also Purna, you cannot give up this. You cannot talk about spiritualism minus the material world. Hence, Bhagavatam is a very holistic understanding of the total creation of the Supreme Lord. That which is manifest, that which is not manifest. That which we experience, that we don't experience. And that which we experience when we are purified. Our experiences are limited. Our experiences are limited today by our karma. Right? We are under the modes, we are under the time, influence of all these material things. So what are these material things we have to first understand? Without understanding what I am today, if you don't know you are in a jail, how will you ever think of getting out of the jail? Say there's a family in the jail. Unusual. Man is separate, woman is separate. Say a family is in jail and there's a child born in the family, in the jail. He does not know he is in the jail. He thinks, this is my house, this is my father, this is my mother, this is it. He has no idea. So we are like that. We're born into the jail. And we don't know we are in the jail. So the first question is that, Arey, you are in the jail. How do you know you are in the jail? By the different limiting factors which is around us, which is controlling us totally. I'm limited, I can't fly. I'm seeing the crows flying, I want to fly. Not possible. I see the huge sea, go, swim. No, you'll drown. So I don't know that I'm limited by so many things. What is the cause of these limitations? So we need to know that first we are in a limited world, we are in a conditioned life, we are in a situation which we really don't like. It's a fish out of water, like Prabhupada says. Right? The fish is in the water is very comfortable. So the first purpose of human life, atato brahma jignasa. Jignasa, inquire, inquisitiveness. If you are not inquisitive, you will not be sitting here. There are so many things to do outside. So inquisitiveness is something which is a responsibility of a human being. When we are responsible, then we are also accountable. Right? So I have a responsibility in this human form of life, that is to inquire. Jignasa. Brahma jignasa, not material jignasa. I can know, scientists are only material jignasa. They want to know, divide, go inside, find out what is inside the atom. And now they forgot what is inside. They stop talking what is inside because they can't understand what is inside the atom. So this kind of jignasa, which doesn't lead you to anywhere. A monkey is also very inquisitive. Jumping around the tree, what fruit to pluck, what to destroy. So, any kind of jignasa is not auspicious. Brahma jignasa. If you have to have the jignasa, we do have a lot of pious activities. So, human life is built up in such a way that by acting in this material world in a responsible way, our mind will start inquiring about what is happening around us. That is why a very cultured life is recommended in human life. Hence, there is Varnashrama system, where one is made to lead a life where he is responsible for his actions, and when he does his duty as a human being, small things. If you're an elder, you take care of a younger. If you're an younger, you obey the elders. You worship your mother and father. You worship your teachers. You pay back to your teachers. You're disciplined. You're humble. All these things in your day-to-day life is there to create an awareness in us by the mode of goodness. So when we act in the mode of goodness, jnana comes. Because Brahma Jnana is only possible in the mode of goodness, hence clean life. So human being is supposed to do that. Then the Jnana comes. When the Jnana comes, he wants to know what is this world. Hence this world is called as phenomenal world. Phenomenal world means a world which is a phenomenon of something else, which is a result of something else. So this world is a result of something else. This world is not an absolute world by itself. It is created for a purpose. It is wound up after the purpose. So this jnana is very important. And when the jnana is there, then inquiry starts and the answers come. In one sense, spiritual life starts within ourselves, originally. You know, Krishna in the Paramatma as Chaitanya Guru, he is guiding everybody, those who are inquiring. So he will guide you if you are inquiring. So when this inquiring is kept alive within us, then we can get the answers. Many times we will say, I don't know anything. Nobody has told me. Because we want everybody to come and tell us. Everything should be given in front of me, then I will go back to Godhead. It doesn't happen that way. We have to qualify within ourselves. When we are qualified within ourselves, then we start inquiring. And when we are sincere in our inquiry, then the Lord will arrange. The Lord arranged the answers. So that is the first step which Parikshit Maharaj has done. And now Sukadeva Goswami is explaining this material world. The first step in this material world. So that is how the explanation of the gigantic Virat Rupa comes here. The Lord has His manifestation. So you will see in the olden days, people are worshipping the sun, moon, ocean, fire. Anything which is superior to us, we worship, which we consider very bad, modern days. But it is very natural, because these are all the energies which is binding you, or which is supporting you in this material life also. You worship that. That is first step. So in Purusha Sukta, it said, what is this material world? What part of the Lord is this material world? If you know the meaning of Purusha Sukta, it is an explanation of the Virat Rupa of the Lord. What is the head of the Lord? What is this mountain? What is this sky? What is the ocean? What are the rivers? What are the forests? What is human being? But modern days we laugh at it. Oh, there is a man whose head is a mountains, whose hair is clouds, whose veins are the rivers. These are all mythology. This is how the world mythology has come. What is mythology means? Knowledge of something which doesn't exist. Right? Myth means doesn't exist. And ology means knowledge. Biology, geology. Ology means knowledge. So knowledge about that which doesn't exist. So the Britishers have given a very good term to coined a word to belittle this Vedic system by saying Indian mythology. So if there is a myth, then why you study about it? But the real meaning is Puranas, Pauranic, historical, because these are all facts which has happened. So we don't understand. But this so-called scientist, he himself does not know that he is a Virat Rupa himself. Why? We are all Virat Rupas. How is that? Virat Rupa is a Rupa where life subsists. How many lives are subsisting on us? You scratch your skin, they say billions of germs are there. You scratch your head, there are so many things living. If you don't take bath few days, then you will see so many living entities on your head also. Right? Forget your outside. Your inside also, how many living entities are there? If you don't deworm, you will have a lot of big snakes inside your stomach also. So you like to deworm once in a while. So you are also a Virat Rupa. If there are living entities sitting on you, why can't you be sitting on somebody else? Simple logic. Right? So our whole body is full of bacteria and living entities. So there's nothing wrong in understanding this whole universe as a being. Everything is connected to each other. You can see today the result in the form of climatic problems. Why? Because you are a being. Just like if you take something which is not good for a liver, it will start reacting. You take too much of sugar, you will become diabetic. So the same way, this being is getting destroyed or affected by certain actions and is showing up the result. Same way, this whole universe is showing results. So it's a being. So that's the first step in God realization. Manifestation of this material world. What is this material world? How it is all connected and how it is a manifestation of the Supreme Lord, and He is present here. But He is also present there. So this example of the sun is given, how the sun rays are present all over the universe, but the sun is localized. So these are the examples by which we understand that we are part of a huge being. We are not an individual set alone, having its own mind and existence and totally cut off from other things. We are not cut off. We are part of the whole creation. Everything is a part of the creation. Wherein past is there, present is there, future is there. And past, present and future is known to the Supreme Being. You will not know. How is future known? How is past known? So the time is within this universe, and time carries past, present and future. So continuing to read. In the Vishnu Purana 1:22-52, it is said that as fire expands, it rays and heat from one place. Similarly, the Supreme Spirit, the personality of Godhead, expands Himself by His manifold energy everywhere and anywhere. The phenomenal manifestation of the gigantic universe is only a part of His Virat body. Less intelligent man cannot conceive of the transcendental, all spiritual form of the Lord, but they are astounded by His different energies, just as the aborigines are struck with wonder by the manifestation of lightning, a gigantic mountain, or a huge expanded banyan tree. The aborigines praise the strength of the tiger and the elephant because of their superior energy and strength. The asuras cannot recognize the existence of the Lord, although there are vivid descriptions of the Lord in the revealed scriptures. Although the Lord incarnates and exhibits His uncommon strength and energy, and although He is accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by learned scholars and saints like Vyasadeva, Narada, Asita, and Devala in the past, and by Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, as also by the Acharyas like Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, and Lord Sri Chaitanya in the modern age. The Asuras do not accept any evidential proof from the revealed scriptures, nor do they recognize the authority of the great Acharyas. They want to see with their own eyes at once. Therefore, they can see the gigantic body of the Lord as Virata, which will answer their challenges. And since they are accustomed to paying homage to superior material energy, material strength like that of tiger, elephant, and lightning, they can offer respect to the Virat Rupa. So this is the purpose of Virat Rupa, where the small, tiny brains of the living beings can appreciate and respect and fear. Fear is needed. Fear controls all of us. I'm afraid of this, so I do my things. Everything in the material world runs on fear. If you're not afraid of anybody, you won't do your duties. So fear has its purpose. Same way, the sun is afraid of the Supreme Lord. The moon is afraid of the Supreme Lord. They are all doing their duties. All the 33 crore devatas are doing their duties. If the 33 crore devatas don't function, then your body will not function. Because every muscle in your body, every vein in your body which is functioning is controlled by a demigod. And that is why there are 33 people there. The HR department of the Supreme Lord is very big. 33 crore devatas. So many energies to deal with. We are simply talking. Arey, my muscle is moving. I don't know how it is moving. My brain is thinking and I am talking. I don't know how that is working. I don't know anything. So we are all puppets, controlled by these demigods. So that's the first realization of God. You recognize these superior beings. You recognize His biggest strength than my strength. Then I can know, oh, the Supreme Lord's strength will be how much. So this requires faith. And faith also develops in the consciousness of goodness. When there is Sattva Guna, when the life is molded in a sattvic way, Brahmanical way, then you can understand these subjects. If the life is in a tamasic way, we will only appreciate demonic natures. And what is demonic natures? Eat whatever you want, do whatever you want, control everything, think that everything belongs to me, be proud. These are demoniac nature. Sattvic nature is clean, respectful, humble, obedient, disciplined. When your life is sattvic, and then we understand these things. Hence Prabhupada always recommended Brahmanical life. Brahmanical life, which is cleanliness, which is respectful, which is Vedic, which is controlled, controlling one's senses, Sama, Dhamma, Tapa, Saucham, Shanti, Rajam. These are all the duties of the Brahmanas. So when the life is that way, why? Because the Supreme Lord can be known only in the position of goodness. So Virat Rupa, understanding this Virat Rupa of the Lord, slowly brings us to the platform of goodness. Demonic means you only think of yourself. Brahmanical means you start thinking about others. If you have to understand the Supreme Lord, we have to understand others. We have to understand the creation of this Lord. We have to understand what is matter, how to deal with matter. We have to understand what are others, and how to deal with others. So in a Brahmanical life, you start respecting people according to their different positions. But in modern age, respect is very below one's dignity. I don't respect anybody. I respect myself. I respect my mind. I decide my life. This is a very dangerous proposal. Because you don't even know what is tomorrow. You don't even know whether tomorrow you will get up from your bed. Why? Because even now 30 years old people are getting heart attack. You won't even know that you are attacked. You'll die. So being respectful is Brahmanical. Being respectful is something which will give us the ability to think of the Supreme Lord. Respectfulness will give us the ability to increase our faith, increase our goodness. So when goodness increases in us, then we can understand the Supreme Lord. Sthitam sattve pratishtitam. The Supreme Lord is known in the platform of sattva. Sattva-guna. So, disciplined life is very important. Opposite to the indisciplined, independent life of this modern world. Every family, everything in this world today is enjoyment. If today it has become the Western world, it is like that. But now in India also, if somebody is giving you something, a plate of food, enjoy it. You seen that? They'll give you a drink, enjoy your drink, enjoy your food, enjoy your life, enjoy going out, enjoy your walk. Everything is enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. So from child, we have pumped up this concept of enjoying. Whereas Shastra says that this life is not for enjoyment, this life is for tapas, is for austerity, is for penance, is to take bodily discomfort. So modern life will never lead us to understanding the Supreme Lord. It will never lead us to getting faith in the Lord. Because what is pumped in is to be faithful to yourself. And the result is what? The result of enjoying and the result of being faithful only to oneself, very independent, result is what? Fear, bhaya. Because the world is created in such a way that if you are very much sensual and only dependent upon yourself, the next thing is bhaya. Because the reality is that you are just a part of the whole being. And when you are totally disconnected, bhaya. Just like a small child. When the child is disconnected from holding the hands of the parents, immediately bhaya. Right? Because constitutionally, we are made to be sheltered. Constitutionally, you are made to be sheltered by something. When that shelter is cut off, naturally bhaya. So that is why bhaya is there in the material world. It is not wrong, it is not bad, because bhaya makes us depend. Just like Prabhupada said here, aborigines, they are very scared. They respect higher beings, tigers, elephants, lightning, fire, volcanoes. But it makes you subservient. Because actually we are all always subservient to the Supreme Lord. Nitya Krishna Das, that is the definition of soul. When the definition of soul is Nitya Krishna Das, we are all subservient. Constitutionally, we are all subservient to something. And to be subservient of Krishna, even though it is a truth, it is a far off thing, because first we had to be subservient to Virat, Rupa, subservient to the demigods, subservient to our parents, subservient to things around us, step by step, step by step, step by step. Then we become subservient to Krishna, Paramatma, when He reveals through a Guru. When you become subservient to your Guru, a purified personality who is sanctioned by the Supreme Lord, then you become pure. Your surrender becomes pure. Your fear becomes pure. Then slowly Paramatma reveals Himself. Then slowly love for the Supreme Lord generates within our heart. Then we can call, I am a devotee of Krishna. Not now. Now we say we are devotee of Krishna. No. So in that purified state, when I am able to surrender to Krishna, after surrendering to all the other things, step by step. So Krishna consciousness is a very, very clean, clear understanding of Krishna, step by step, where everything is understood in the right perspective. It is not a blind game. It is not some blind thing you just believe and then you follow. No. There is a science behind it. Hence Prabhupada always says, science of Krishna consciousness. Not religion of Krishna consciousness. It is a science of Krishna consciousness. Because science is something which is permanently existing as absolute truth. Other things are all belief, mental generation, created by the mind. A pure devotee of the Lord, being unaccustomed to looking into such a mundane, janjatic form of the Lord, requires special vision for the purpose. The Lord therefore favored Arjuna with special vision for looking into his Virat Rupa, which is described in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. the Virat Rupa, which is described in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. This Virat Rupa of the Lord was especially manifested not for the benefit of Arjuna, but for that unintelligent class of men who accepted anyone and everyone as an incarnation of the Lord, and so misled the general mass of people. For them, the indication is that one should ask the chief incarnation to exhibit his Virat Rupa and thus be established as an incarnation. The Virat Rupa manifestation of the Lord is simultaneously a challenge to the atheists and a favor for the asuras, who can think of the Lord as Virat and thus gradually cleanse the dirty things from their heart in order to become qualified to actually see the transcendental form of the Lord in the near future. This is a favor of the all-merciful Lord to the atheist and the gross materialist. Krishna showed his Virat Rupa in Bhagavad Gita, we know, 11th chapter. While explaining to Arjuna, he showed his Virat Rupa. But showing Virat Rupa to Arjuna was not to make Arjuna believe, but he already believed in Krishna, he already had faith in Krishna, he surrendered, but he just wanted to verify. I said, okay, I can verify. But he showed his Virat Rupa another location. In Mahabharata, you see, he showed his Virat Rupa also to Duryodhana, but Duryodhana could not see. Twice Krishna showed his Virat Rupa. One in the middle of Bhagavad Gita, and one when he was going for the Shanti, when he was going as a peace messenger on behalf of Pandavas. So these are two different personalities to whom he showed his Virat Rupa. One to Arjuna who surrendered more after seeing the Virat Rupa. Other one to these Kauravas who never surrendered, and he didn't surrender even after seeing Virat Rupa. Why? Because he is a great magician. Krishna is a great magician. He is not the Supreme Lord. Duryodhana wanted to bind Krishna. Krishna is going as a peace missionary, emissary to Kauravas, and Duryodhana is thinking, well, he is coming. If I bind Krishna, the war is over. Why? If I bind Krishna, Arjuna will come running, surrender. Yudhishthira will come, everybody will come and surrender. Oh, please release Krishna. So this is the mentality of demons and scientists, demonic scientists. Capture the Lord, and there humanity will surrender to me. So that is what Duryodhana's understanding was. A magician, some supreme guy, yogi. That's all Krishna is. Capture him. But Krishna cannot be captured. Many people in that sabha, when Krishna went to talk about peace proposal, many people spoke to Duryodhana, please listen, please listen, please listen. Don't be the cause of destruction. Listen to Krishna, surrender, give the kingdom to, half the kingdom to Pandavas, or at least 5 villages. Why? Because a Kshatriya has to administer. A Kshatriya's duty is not to become a Brahmana or become a beggar or become a coolie, a servant. No. Kshatriya means he has to control, he has to administrate, he has to take care. So taking care is a rule of, is a duty of, or a swabhava of Kshatriyas. He wouldn't give. So this is how modern world is. They don't believe. I don't believe. But everything in life is not belief. Do you remember what did you dream last night? Where were you last night? I was sleeping. You are sleeping. You are lying down on the bed. Your body is there, but where is your mind? Mind has experienced so many things. Sometimes, because of the intensity of the dream, I may remember a little bit. But generally I don't. Dream. Sleeping is like a leveling place. Everybody is sleeping. Rich, poor, strong, weak. Everybody, once he's sleeping, he is one. Right? Everybody is one when he's sleeping. Nobody knows what happens in the sleep. But you are the knower of your sleep. Why? You say in the morning, I slept very nicely. So you are aware that you have slept very nicely. Or somebody says, I didn't sleep at all. So even though you're sleeping, you're aware. But you don't remember exactly what happened. So this is how great sages convince people that you are a person who is a knower sitting in the body. You are not the body. You are the knower in the body. So being a knower in the body, you should know that you are not this body. You belong to some other place. So these kind of faith, these kind of understandings are important as a first step in God realization. Then we realize the Supreme Lord, step by step. So this chapter explains Virat Rupa of the Lord, how we can start believing in the Lord. It's a very important chapter for the beginners to know what the Lord is. And our purification system is Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Every day we are purifying by the sound vibration of the Lord, by the touch of the Lord, by touching the Lord, just like the iron is touching the fire. Every day we are purifying ourselves by this purification process. Slowly, 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 all that is bad will go, and all that is auspicious, all that is pure will be revealed in the heart as time goes on. That is why it's called Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke, Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Bhakti as a fact will be revealed, established in our hearts. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So in this material world, mostly living beings are working hard for to expand material enjoyment. Just I wanted to know how, working for material enjoyment causes a fearful state for a living beings.
How?
Yeah.
That is a natural phenomena which happens when one is very much self-centered. When he is self-centered, then because he is constitutionally not self-centered, he is part of the whole. When we are part of the whole, when we become self-centered, we are kind of disassociating with ourselves by that which is sheltering us, which is the whole. So naturally, when this shelter is not there, unknowingly, this concept of fear comes in us. It is a very small process, little, every life. The more we become independent, then this bhaya takes over. That is why in this material world, anxiety is the biggest disease. And the maximum medicine which is sold in this world is something to free you from anxiety. Anti-depression medicines, anti-anxiety medicines. And lot of psychiatrists are in big job and demand today. Why? Everybody is anxiety, full of anxiety. Why? I don't know. Anxiety. So naturally you can see as materialism is growing, this phenomenon of anxiety is coming as a disease. And because of this anxiety, fear of nothing. Fear of, if something is there, you be afraid. Many people say, I'm very afraid to be alone. You should be very peaceful when you're alone. But opposite, I'm very afraid to be alone. Why are you afraid? Because they are afraid of themselves. The bhuta is sitting inside them, not in the room. Bhuta is there in this room. There is no bhuta in the room, the bhuta is within us. So this bhuta within us is tormenting us with anxiety, with fear. Don't know what is the future, don't know who am I, don't find any shelter, don't find any happiness. But as soon as he gives up, reads some sastra, gets some knowledge, does some pious work, does some chanting, becomes a Brahmana. Brahmana says, leave me free. Brahmana says, leave me free, I want to be alone, peaceful in the Lord. And others are saying, don't leave me free, please take me with you. There are people who cannot go alone. They have to be in the group only. So when materialism is there, they feel very happy, but they don't know the result of that is fear, anxiety, and unhappiness. So it's something which we experience. What is that to know? We experience this. Whole world is experiencing that. The moment we take to Krishna consciousness, the first quality of holy name, as explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is first is peacefulness. The first symptom or the benefit of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is becomes peaceful, free from anxiety, free from material anxiety. That is why when you start chanting Hare Krishna, you'll be very much enthusiastic. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. You're holding on to Krishna, trying to be free from the material world. After that, you join Krishna consciousness, shave it up, everything is finished, all anxiety over, loans over, family over, everything is settled in the devotees of the Lord. Then Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Why is that? No more anxiety. So the first step of advancement is sleep. Of course, we have to cross over this sleep. When we sit for Bhagavatam class, when we sit for, before we are very alert. Why? Because fire is there in my back. I need to run away from the fire. After that settlement, then we feel little lethargic. So in spiritual life, the most important next step to deal with is sleep. Guda Keshaha, Arjuna is called, who has overcome sleep. How can that happen? That can happen by keeping the inquisitiveness alive within us. When you keep that inquisitiveness alive within us, everything you hear becomes very interesting. Every time you chant Hare Krishna, you feel that surrender. So it's like, no, you go up, then you come down. Again, you have to go up. So freedom from anxiety is one of the first thing. Peacefulness is the first thing which comes. So after crossing the material peacefulness, we have to get spiritual peacefulness. Spiritual peacefulness comes with knowledge, with taste in Krishna consciousness. So our prayer should always be, in the beginning we don't know, once we get Krishna, then next prayer is to be in Krishna consciousness and to give some taste. Our prayer to Krishna is to give us a little taste, so that Rasovai Saha, you are full of taste. Shastra saying you are full of taste. You give a little taste to me, to love you, to surrender to you, to have taste in your name, to have taste in your philosophy, to have taste in associating with devotees, to have taste in hearing what devotees are saying. If we get that, then we can continue our devotion service enthusiastically. Any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, how should I surrender to Krishna? I mean, what is the process? And how will I know that I have surrendered to Krishna?
How to surrender to Krishna and how do I know I am surrendered to Krishna? How to surrender to Krishna is simple, because we just have to listen to others who are also surrendering to Krishna or who have surrendered to Krishna. So your spiritual master is giving you the direction how to surrender. Spiritual master is somebody who is totally surrendered to Krishna. So his Vani, you have to listen to his Vani more and more to learn how to surrender more and more. So the process is given by the spiritual master. The spiritual master has given you certain things you should do, certain things you should not do. He has given you duty to chant the holy name, to read, to associate, to give up material things little by little. So the process is given. But how do I know whether I am surrendered? And that we cannot know. Whether I am surrendered or not, I cannot know. That others can know. So we are having sadhu sangha. So we have not only Shastra and Guru, we also have sadhus. So other sadhus will tell whether we are surrendered or not. They'll keep correcting us. They'll keep giving us direction. And the person who is giving direction also is not surrendered. He will get direction from others. This is parampara. This is a process of surrendering. From the most surrendered person, we get instructions. And as you go down, less surrender, less surrendered. But somebody above me is more surrendered. So I can take his help and to be more surrendered. Then go up. It's like what do you call the jog wheels, one pushing the other, one pushing the other, and the momentum comes and you go to Krishna. So without sadhu, we cannot know. That is why sadhu sangha, sarvas. What is sarva? So, lavamatra sadhu sangha. So, getting the sangha of sadhus, living with sadhus, taking their help, living with them, surrendering to Krishna through them, along with them is important. Alone we cannot. Hence, one of the important element of Krishna consciousness is in together, associating together, doing Krishna service together, surrendering to Krishna together, chanting together, hearing together, listening together, eating together, working together, preaching together. Alone we cannot. So surrender process is there, we have to follow. And other information will come to us. As we are surrendered to Krishna, He will speak through others. Everybody is our Guru. Everybody is a manifestation of my Guru. I get instruction from many people. Many people who are my seniors, sometimes juniors also. Sometimes suddenly what they say will strike you. If you are looking for knowledge, knowledge will come from anywhere. But one should not be shy. One should take it. If you are proud, you will not take it. So if we keep humble, humility, meek, surrendered, if you follow, you know the 6 elements of surrender? So if you're following these 6 elements of, what are the 6 elements? So being favorably, accepting that is favorable for Krishna consciousness, rejecting that is not favorable, then feeling meek and humble, always taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, feeling sheltered by the Supreme Lord, and 2 more. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So you can refer. There are 6 elements of surrender. So once you understand, follow these 6 elements of surrender, having no interest other than the interest of the Lord, that is also surrender. So if you are having everything connected to Krishna, so following these 6 elements of surrender, chanting, but whether I am enough surrendered or not, we have to learn in the company of devotees. Okay? Yeah. Material?
Hare Krishna. So, in this lecture, you told that this material world is phenomenal. It is not that absolute fact. It is the resultant of something else. Now, how to understand the purpose of this material world?
How to understand the purpose of the material world? Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is fully saying what is the purpose of the material world. Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, 5 subject matters are discussed. Among this material world is also considered as a reality, but a temporary reality. So the purpose of the material world, we understand, is for reformation, just like what is the purpose of jail. Material world is called Durga, fortress. It's a fortress. So what is the purpose of a jail? Reformation. So from Bhagavatam we understand the purpose of this material world, this life is for reforming myself, giving me an opportunity to uncover my ignorance and see the truth. How does it happen? 8.4 million species of life. We take different forms of life. In every form of life, we do little good action, which will elevate us until we reach human being. That is why in the beginning I was saying, the life of a human being is a responsible life. What is the responsibility? Jignasa. When you keep inquiring, why like this, why like that, why this, why that, answers come from the Shastras and people who are well versed in Shastras and the Supreme Lord in the heart. When answers come, slowly we'll change, slowly we'll change, slowly we'll change. Change means what? Purify. Purify means what? Sarva upadi vinirmuktam. Open up my bad coverings. What are the bad coverings? Kama, moha, mada, matsarya, bhaya, krodha. All these are the material elements which is covering me. So slowly I get uncover myself. So that is the purpose of the material world. This cannot be done in the spiritual world. Just like a murderer or a civil disobedient person cannot be rectified in the common common world, in the city. He has to be isolated. Right? He has to be isolated. That is why jail is there. The police are picking up people who cannot nor act normal, who are abnormal. Pick them up, put them in the jail where reformation goes on. After that, put them back in the society. Same way, we are in the jail. Reformation is going on. What is the final understanding? I am servant of Krishna. When I have fully understood that and act and realize that, when my Swarupa of Krishna Dasa is known, you are back in the society of Krishna. And that is Golok Vrindavan. Same thing what happens in the common world. We belong to another world where we are originally from. So this body, the way I look, the way I speak, these are all not my personality. I have forgotten my personality. So this personality of inside personality has to be uncovered. Cheto dharpanam. Covering, changing, cleaning, I will know who I am. Just like it is said, some people are very deeply involved in this material world, just like in a womb. Some people are just like covered fire. Some people are just like dust in the mirror. Easily they can uncover themselves. Some people very difficult. We are all people very difficult to understand that we are not this body. So purpose is to understand that there's a reason why this world is there. So Krishna puts us in this phenomenal world where nothing is real. Even your hearing is not real. What I'm saying you're hearing, it's because of the phenomena of so many things happening, the physics which is happening. Everything has a physics and biology and zoology and all the ologies in this world to understand. Nothing is direct perception. Direct perception is there in the spiritual world only. And we don't even know what is direct perception. It's like touching a flower with a gloves in your hand. You have a glove, boxing gloves, and you're feeling how a rose is. Can you feel? I had to remove my gloves. Then I touch the flower. I can feel the smell, feel the texture, feel the freshness. Same way, our perception today is all phenomena of so many things. Okay. Kandra Srimad-Bhagavatam ki.